Hello and welcome back to another spectacular chess miniature, ladies and gentlemen. This one was played in 1912 between Oldrich Duras playing as white and his opponent was Simek. This was a part of simultaneous exhibition. Of course, the game is really interesting and has a lot of tactical motifs, so I'm sure you will love it. And of course, without further ado, we'll go straight into it. So white opened the game with d4, we have d5, and we have e4 now played for white. This is black mark gambit. Black accepts this and white plays knight to c3, right now attacking this pawn. We have knight to f6, and right now white sacrifices another pawn in order to gain fast development. Black accepts this, and after knight takes on f3, black plays e6 and slowly prepares for a castle. We have bishop d3 played for white, and right now bishop b4 was played for black with the idea to pin this white knight. White decided to castle, and right now black picks up this knight, and after b takes on c3 he ruins white's pawn structure, and now black decided to castle. We have bishop to a3 immediately taking advantage of this open diagonal and attacking this rook, and right now black played rook to e8. We have knight to e5, centralizing this knight, and in this position black decided to play knight c6 with the idea to offer the trade of this knight. But he was in for a surprise because white doesn't want to do that. He actually sacrifices the knight with knight picks up on f7. Black calculated and was thinking about his next move, and he decided to play queen to d5. Of course, we will get back into the position and see what would happen if king decided to pick up this knight. But for now, our game continued with knight h6 check, king goes on h8, and right now white continues the game with queen d2. We have knight to e7 by black with the idea to put this knight and try and offer some blockade of this open white diagonal, but again white plays a knight to f7 check. King goes on g8, and right now a beautiful sacrifice, a rook picks up on f6 for white. Now black decided to accept this sacrifice and he plays g picks up on f6. White continues with queen h6. The idea is to put this queen here and threaten checkmate in few moves. Black now plays f5 with the idea to block this threat, but right now black misses knight to g5 move, again with the same idea of picking this pawn on h7. After that, black decided to play e5 to try and block this threat, but he realized that there is no way of stopping the checkmate and he decided to resign, of course. How? With queen picks up on h7 check, and after king goes on f8, white would continue with queen h8 check. The only remaining move for black is to block with his queen because this knight is pinned, and after that white continues with queen f6 check, and after the only queen f7, queen picks up on f7 is checkmate. Now we will go back to a critical part of the position, which is after knight c6, that is knight picks up on f7, and we will see all the variations and all the possibilities that black had in this position. So first let's start with king picking up on f7, what that would bring. This unfortunately brings the king to this nasty f-file, which allows white to start attacking with queen h5 check. You cannot pick up this queen with the knight, and now you have a few possibilities. Firstly, if you decide to go and play g6, then the game continues with queen picking up on h7, and this is a checkmate. So this is not a good move. If you decide after this check to go with your king on g8, then white continues with this brilliant sacrifice again, rook picking up on f6. Right now the threat is to pick up this pawn here. And again, you can try and save this position in a few ways. For example, with h6. In this case, white continues with queen f7 check, and after king goes on h8, rook takes on h6 is check. You are forced to pick up this pawn, this rook, sorry, and then queen h7 is what follows, and it is a checkmate. So this is not good as well. So after this rook picks up on f6, what else is there? There is g6 move to try and block this bishop's diagonal, but then game continues almost the same. Rook picks up on g6 check, and right now if you go h picks up on g6, then queen picks up on g6 check, and after only king h8, queen h7 is checkmate. So let's go back and see what else. After rook takes on g6, if you decide to go with king on h8, then rook g8 check is what follows, and whether you pick with your king or with your rook, we will now decide to pick up with rook. Queen h7 is checkmate, so a really difficult position for black. We will now go back. So after a rook picks up on f6, what else is there for black? We saw that h6 and g6 is not working, so what else is there for black? Of course, if you don't move anything, you just move your king, then queen h7 is a checkmate. Maybe you can try and pick up this rook, but then this leaves your rook undefended, and after the only queen f8, queen picks up on f8 is checkmate. So what else is there after rook picks up on f6? Maybe you can try with g picking up on f6. Unfortunately, this leaves queen picks up on h7, checkmate. Now let's go back. As you saw from the position that knight h6 was played, after this move, black king went on h8. But let's see what would happen if g takes on h6 was played. Then white would continue with rook picks up on f6. And after black's attempt to defend the position with, for example, knight to e7, we have rook picks up on h6. And right now, if black decides to cover this diagonal and attack our rook, we play queen to h5. Right now you have few options. For example, you can pick up this rook, but then queen picks up on e8 check, and after king g7, queen f8 is checkmate. After queen to h5, if you decide to defend with your queen, then we have rook picking up on h7, and after queen picks up on h7, queen picks up on e8, and white wins with a much better position and a huge material advantage. And this is how this game ended, and this is all I have prepared for you today. If you enjoyed this game, please make sure to leave a comment, like and share this video, because word of mouth referrals like this really help my channel grow. As always, you can donate to the channel. Each and every new donator will be listed on my channel. You will see the list here as you saw in this video. Also, you can become a channel member, another way to support my channel, and each new donation is much appreciated, guys. Also, feel free to comment about this position, about this game. Did you enjoy it? Have I missed something in the analysis? You know I really enjoy reading your comments. And as always, we will see each other in the next video, and I wish you a pleasant day. Bye bye.